Hi everyone. If this is your first tapping video with me, welcome. If you've been tapping along for a while, welcome back. One thing I should point out before we get going is that the tapping point right here, it's hard to see in this video, but it's right on the bra line or kind of about 4 inches below the armpits, right on the ribs. So when I'm tapping down here, that's where I am. I wanted to make a video for those of you that maybe are not sleeping as deeply as you'd like and you wake up exhausted, spiraling, overwhelmed, panicked. This is a sequence that you can do right in the morning to maybe help soften and support you as you ease into the rest of your day. I also want to point out that when you haven't slept well, you might find it helpful not to take any of your thoughts too seriously. We have a lot of evidence showing that the brain is altered and impaired from lack of sleep or sleep deprivation in general. So let that be a reminder not to take anything too seriously. If it helps to even notice some of your thoughts, which we will focus on today, and get some space from them, that might be helpful as well. Anyways, to get right into the tapping portion of this video, I want you to put one hand on the chest if it's comfortable and one on the belly, and taking an inhale through the nose, holding, with an exaggerated exhale as slow as you can manage, also through the nose. Taking another inhale together, holding, and as slow as you can manage out through the nose. One more, taking a deep breath in, holding, and a slow exhale out through the nose. And when you are ready, repeating after me, and if this is your first video with me, follow along and repeat out loud or in your mind. And feel free to pause or stop this video at any point. It can bring a lot to the surface, so it's normal to maybe feel a little teary. Some people yawn, some people burp, some people have to run to the bathroom. It's okay to pause and come back to. It's okay to stop. And it's also great to use as an anchor. Say you have many sleepless nights and you wake up exhausted. Come back to this because it's nice to have reminders, and eventually these reminders start to sink into your own thinking patterns, and you might feel more resourced in the moments where you generally feel overwhelmed. All right, now I mean it. Repeating after me. Even though I slept terribly last night, I'm still taking time to honor and accept myself today. Even though I'm tired of sleeping so terribly night after night, I'm learning to be easy with myself and my body. Even though I'm frustrated that after all these years, I'm still sleeping so poorly, I'm choosing to remember that time is on my side. And then moving to that eyebrow point, repeating after me. When I sleep so terribly, I wake up feeling very bizarre. I notice I find myself thinking, how am I possibly going to make it through this day? And without repeating after me, think about the things that are on your to-do list that feel really hard right now. Maybe you're thinking about how you can keep up with work when you feel this exhausted. Maybe you were excited for a workout and now you're not sure, just given how exhausted you feel. Or maybe it's more about wanting to sleep well so you can feel good throughout the day, and that's just not happening right now. And then repeating after me. I notice that when I don't sleep well, I don't feel like myself. Everything feels overwhelming and too much. And I give myself permission to honor that there is a biological reason for this. I rationally know that sleep deprivation is a huge stress on the body. And that also makes me anxious because I'm trying so hard to sleep well and it feels like nothing is working. It makes me feel like I need to keep researching to find the thing that will fix this. But I also know that the constant research isn't helping me either. It just heightens the fact that something feels off right now. I acknowledge and honor all of these feelings that are coming up. All of the stress about not sleeping well. I honor the spirals that it creates thinking about the rest of my day. I honor and validate that I do not feel like myself when I have not slept well. And I give myself permission to be even easier on myself during this time. If I had a child, or if you do have a child, and they didn't sleep well, I would be extra gentle and loving with them. I would know not to take their irritability seriously or personally. I might even encourage them to take a nap. And if I don't have time for a nap today, what if I move through the day as peacefully and gracefully as possible? What if I stick to the bare minimum today? But wait! A part of me gets scared if is this going to be like this forever? Will I always have to be easy on myself if I'm not sleeping well? And then I remember, stressing about stress only creates more stress. What if, starting now, I take my lack of sleep as a reminder to be that much more kind to myself? Hey, body, I know you're having a hard time. I know you wanted to sleep last night. What do you need today? What would feel supportive? What would take the load off of you today? And I know there's some pretty cool research showing that non-sleep deep rest, also known as Yoga Nidra, can help replace lost sleep and lower cortisol from lost sleep. And without repeating after me, if you haven't heard of Yoga Nidra, it's definitely something to look into. There's plenty of free videos. I've recorded a couple of Yoga Nidra sessions on the Tapping with Tea app, but I really think it's important to find someone who you resonate with. So anyways, no pressure there. Repeating after me. I'm deciding to tend to my body like it's a baby that did not sleep well. I'm prioritizing keeping myself well fed and fueled to buffer the stress that's in my body right now. I even give myself permission to be a little silly about this. Because when I allow myself to laugh off what feels heavy, I notice it doesn't feel so heavy. I'm choosing to take every moment where I feel thrown off or funky today as a chance to take an inhale and a very slow exhale. I've done hard things before. In fact, sometimes I forget that I didn't sleep well and I have such an amazing day. There's actually research showing that telling ourselves that we slept well and we plan to perform well enhances performance across a broad range of metrics. There's also research showing that when we tell participants they slept terribly and they should expect to perform worse, they do. I know how powerful the brain is. So I'm choosing to be even easier on myself, knowing that my body will sleep when it needs to. My body will sleep when it's ready. I don't have to fix this or control this because that hasn't worked. But what if this is my opportunity to learn just how relaxed I can be? If I don't have to fix this, how relaxed can I be? And I want you to see yourself now moving throughout the day once you finish this video. Moving slowly, maybe with a smile on your face. Breathing as you move from task to task, whether you're at home, whether you're at work, whether you're raising kids, whether you're doing all of the above. And notice when you see yourself moving gracefully and gently and softly through your day, with that resting smile on your face, notice what that does for you right now. And we'll end with one final repeat after me. I'm doing as well as I can. I'm doing my absolute best. And that is good enough. And when you're ready, that final point on the wrist, taking a deep breath in and holding. Slowly exhaling and releasing the grip when you're ready. And just noticing how you feel. You might feel a little bit more motivated or capable thinking about the rest of your day. And I'll emphasize that research again. I think the mindset piece is critical when we think of lack of sleep as actually, well, maybe the appropriate amount of stress to enhance our performance throughout the day, as opposed to a hindrance. think about what that does for you. And if it means telling yourself, I slept just enough. I slept just enough. Of course I can still handle a day. Of course. I've been through worse before. I've been through harder things before. Of course I can handle this. And if it helps to do a couple of chest pounds, that can really rev up your motivation and inspiration for the day. Not to be toxically positive, but to really be rational and think about, okay, it is what it is. My sleep was what it was. How do I want to move forward now? So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are interested in learning more about tapping or interested in having more videos for whatever it is you're experiencing, whether it's loneliness, dealing with something related to relationships, postpartum, maybe it's more chronic issues and symptoms you're working through, feel free to check out the Tapping with T app. I add a new video every week, and I also host group calls every 5 weeks where we work on these thought loops together and tap it out together as a community. So I'll end here today. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Ta-ta for now.
Some scrub, Jay. We've got some planks, some learning, got some videos, some slippers.